Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is brought to you by Reckless Decision Making. Over the last 8 months, I have spent roughly 300 hours working on Beanland, my Animal Crossing island. And then a couple weeks ago, I decided that I was bored and I flattened the whole goddamn thing. And when I say flattened, I mean completely flattened. This is what my map looks like right now. The only terraformed structure left standing is this rock garden, and that was mostly just to keep the rocks quarantined and out of my way while I'm working on the rest of the island. But eventually that will come down as well. This video was originally going to be an entrance build, but unfortunately all of that footage is corrupted and gone. Which is fine, you know? I'm fine. I'm not upset about it. I am really proud of how the entrance turned out though, except for, oops, missed a custom path there. That's embarrassing. I will give you all a full tour of the finished product, including the entrance at the end of the video, but for now, let's just get into the build. So today I'm going to be designing the Beanland shopping district. This is going to be the home of the Nook's Cranny and the Able sisters, and also a tiny little cafe that I included off to the side of Nook's Cranny. I saw this trick on Pinterest and I will link the picture that I saw down below. Just a clever little way of expanding the town hall residential services area a little bit because I did want to eventually include some seating and maybe some plants along the area, like just outside of the town hall. I'm not going to be decorating the town hall too much today. I just wanted to put down these paths so I'd have a rough idea of where to build the cliff and where to put the staircase that's going to connect the town hall area to the shopping district. So right now I'm just roughly blocking out the area that I want the shopping district to be. I knew that I wanted it to be a double-decker sort of an area, so Nook's Cranny would be in the front with a little plaza and seating area, and then the Able sisters would be up on a hill behind it. But that is basically the extent of the pre-planning that I had done. Most of the rest of the video is just me winging it, which is pretty on brand for me. Throughout this build, I knew in the back of my mind that eventually I was gonna have to move that rainbow garden, but I just didn't feel like moving it today, so I tried to build the shopping district around it. I think it turned out fine. I just really like the way that when you fly over my island, the rainbow garden is directly in the center of the flyover, and I also think it looks really pretty behind the town hall, so if I can avoid moving it, I will. Bit by bit, I'm starting to block out areas for where the buildings are gonna go, where the stairs are gonna go. I used the terracotta path like as an offset to the wooden path just so I would know that this is where the buildings are gonna go. Now I've begun to build the top layer of the cliff where the Able Sisters is gonna go. Again, getting dangerously close to that rainbow garden, but it's not in my way yet, so for now it stays. The vibe that I'm going for on Beanland, especially for the fall season, is a kind of town on the edge of the woods. It's not going to be full cottagecore because I don't really know how to do that, but it is going to be very woodsy and natural with lots of warm tones and earthy fall vibes. I think that this wooden path is going to be the main sort of road path that I use on this island, coupled with the dirt path that you saw at the entrance. I had a really hard time deciding on a style or an aesthetic for my island because I was really drawn to two very different styles. On one hand, I really liked the idea of like a European style town with a lot of brick and stone elements, but on the other hand, I really liked some of the islands that I've seen that were a lot more natural and foresty. So I kind of tried to combine the two by using like a wood path instead of a stone or a brick path, but still incorporating like some more structured elements of like an established town, but also having some elements of the woods and wildlife mixed in there as well. I think eventually I'm gonna have my island divided into a couple different parts. So one will be a lot more structured and that will be more of the shopping district and the residential area. And then I'll just have the whole back of my island be just a straight up forest. I was so exhausted by the end of all that terraforming that I actually took a break for like 2 days, and I came back on Monday at like 8:30 in the morning. And yes, it is actually 8:30 in the morning because apparently having a normal sleep schedule is for losers. But now we're getting into the actual decoration part of the build. And again, I don't really have much of a plan. I'm kind of just winging it as per usual. You'll see I made an attempt at a sort of reading nook post office area, but I didn't like how it turned out and I ended up changing the whole thing, so I just cut that part out of the video. I also, for some reason, decided to put a tree in the middle of the plaza right in front of Nook's Cranny. Don't get attached to it, that's gonna disappear shortly. I'm not really sure what I was going for there. I think I just wanted an excuse to use that leaf pattern more. So as you can see, I did end up swapping out the tree for this nice fountain surrounded by hedges and jack-o'-lanterns. I feel like it makes a lot more sense than just a random tree in the middle of the path. And also I wanted an excuse to use more of the jack-o'-lanterns and the fall-themed hedges. I am also yet again adding more cliff to the edge of this plaza because who has time to plan ahead? Not me! I am absolutely obsessed with the spooky iron fence. I think it looks so cute with the little pumpkin in the middle of it, but I did think that the all black iron fence was a little bit severe for the kind of soft, natural, woodsy vibe of the town that I was going for. So I mixed in some hedges in the middle of it, and I think that that softened it a little bit. For some reason, I really struggled with the placement of these chairs. I moved them back and forth so many times, and oh my god, Queenie, do you mind? I don't get any respect around here. It's ridiculous. Now I'm going to start working on decorating the outside of the Able Sisters shop. Again, mostly winging it. My creative process is very much random, just kind of throwing things down, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. So definitely don't get attached to any of the furniture that you see here because pretty much all of it is going to change. This is the custom path that I have been absolutely obsessed with lately, and it's gonna end up all over my island. It basically just makes it look like there are fall leaves all over the ground, and I think it looks so pretty, and it just adds kind of a nice natural touch to the island. All of the custom paths that I use in this video will be linked in the description below. Hopefully I get all of them. If I've missed any, please let me know in the comments. Somehow I messed up and accidentally ended up wearing the custom path as face paint, but I thought it looked kind of cute, so I kept it on for a little bit. If it was bothering you that the rattan basket wasn't the same color as the other rattan furniture I had in this area, don't worry, I bought a matching one from Nookazon. Big fan of Nookazon, highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Just took a break for a quick little photo op with my girl Ketchup, and this bitch literally gets up and runs away from me. Oh my god, the absolute disrespect. Anyway, Ketchup is in boxes if anybody wants her. I finally had a little bit more clarity on what I was going to do with this area here. Like I said, it was originally going to kind of be a reading nook or a post office, but my mom actually gave me the great idea of turning this area into a cafe, and I think that makes a lot more sense. I'm thinking I might save the post office for the more residential area of my island. Having a cafe in the shopping district makes a ton of sense because after you're done buying clothes you can't afford at Able Sisters, you can go buy a latte you can't afford at the cafe. I used a custom design on the cafe stalls to give them a little bit more character, and I changed the wood tone to a darker tone to match some of the other wood tones that I'd been using. And of course I had to go back in and add in more of those custom leaf patterns. It doesn't really make sense because there aren't a whole lot of trees in this area, but it looks cute, so just don't question it. Here I am placing the tables and chairs yet again, only to remove them in about 30 seconds when I remembered that I wanted to put more leaves under them. So this is why you should always try to plan your designs in advance, because it can end up saving you a ton of time. I believe this is the final resting place of the tables and chairs, or at least until probably a week from now when I decide I don't like anything that I've done and I tear the whole thing down again. But for now, this is where the tables and chairs are going to stay. I like doing these longer builds over the course of a whole day because it's really fun to see the way that the light changes when the sun sets, because I started this earlier in the day and it took me well into the late afternoon to finish it, and so by the time I was done there was this beautiful orange sunset-y glow which really just intensified the autumnal vibes that I was going for. So the build is finally complete and I have donned my witchiest outfit for the final tour. I would say that this is a spooky fall-themed island, but it's honestly not even that spooky. I just kind of threw pumpkin lanterns around everywhere. I think it is very cute and autumnal and definitely very cozy. Way more cozy than spooky, I would say. I am pretty bummed that I didn't get to show you guys the build of the entrance because I do really like the way that it turned out, and I like the way that it connects the airport to the town hall in kind of like a woodsy little secret path. And since I am a perfectionist and a crazy person, I did make some changes after I did the first walkthrough of the final build. So I swapped out the orange sofa that used to be there for a log sofa because I felt that it looked a little bit more outdoorsy. The orange sofa just seemed a little bit out of place. I also changed out the all-white clothesline for a customized clothesline that had a little plaid shirt hanging from it because I thought it added a little bit more character. Thank you guys so much for watching my fall-themed shopping district speed build. I really hope that you liked it. Let me know if you'd like to see more types of videos like these on my channel. As you can see from the map, my island is very barren still, so there's a lot of work to be done. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribed if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!